Hey traders, Luke from Breakout Trading here. Uh, had a pretty good day, up about 1,092, and that's all on a comeback. We were down about 1,800. Um, that was actually on an error play on Roku, but we were able to come back based on just patience, waiting for the S&P to hit that 294 level and seeing what happens. And then the second it tapped it and turned, I was in. I was all in, and I knew it was going to drop from there. Plus the conditions and what they were talking about on the news, with the Fed fears and all that. So before I get into that, just real quick, pretty big announcement. If you sign up for the World Series of Trading and you put your name, Breakout Trading's name, in the box that they sent you under team, and you join our team and you tell your rep you want to join Breakout Trading's team, you will get a free subscription for Breakout Trading. You'll come in for free. We're not going to charge anything. It's going to be awesome. We're going to teach you how to use the platform. Our people are going to we're going to have people in the top 20, that's for sure. Whether we're going to win the very, very first spot, I think we could do it. The guy that won the last one was somebody from India who they told me he got kind of lucky. So I don't concern myself with luck, you know. It's all about patience and playing it right and understanding the platform that Tradenet uses. This is a proprietary trading platform. It's a little different than your regular old, E-Trade or TD Ameritrade. There's a lot of variables you have to take into account. But we'll get into that right now. They also are offering a special. There's a link at the very bottom. $350 for the $14,000 trading account. If you sign up for that, you get into Breakout Trading for free as well. Now that those announcements are done, let's talk about how we fought the bulls. Today was an interesting day. Definitely. I'll show you the positions here. Roku this morning. Uh, it had potential, and it was taking off, and it was green for a little bit. Where we go? 9:30. It looked like it was taking off, and then it dumped. And I probably could have stayed in it, and because it looked like it went back up, but not up enough. Anyway, got in on this little pullback here, and should have copped out right around there. And that's literally what I put in the text alerts as well. I actually put my target at 141 or 142. So that's why my stop loss was 1,000. I was in for 1,000 shares. My target was $4 away. So I have to have a stop loss of at least 1,000 at that point. Because if I used like a stop loss of 250, let's say, I would just keep getting stopped out. So you got to maybe 500 would have worked, 750. But anyway, what ended up happening was as you can see, it just started coming down, down. And I had a stop loss in. I must have made an error when I entered it in because it didn't trigger. So I thought I was out. I came back and I was like, wow, I'm really in the hole today. So mistakes happen, but it's about how you handle them, I guess. I wasn't really chasing losses, but especially when you make a mistake, like it's not even it's like an operator error. It's not a market error. If it's a market error and you lose money, that's fine. You made a trade, you lost the trade, and you deal with it. But operator errors suck. Like if you put in the wrong target and you meant to put in this target, it's just I hate them. I hate them. And they tend to happen a lot when I'm like trying to live stream and put out text alerts, and I'm doing everything quick as I can. Normally it wouldn't happen, but anyway, it doesn't matter. So we ended up the day positive because I'll tell you why. And I even spoke about it before the market opened. Uh, the Where is it? Give me 1 second. Here we go. The S&P. So the S&P, we've been looking at this level for quite some time. 294. It's 29.45 on the S&P 500, but it's 294 on the S&P. It's this resistance level that has existed ever since we've had that first pullback, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So you can see here we had that big pullback when the Fed meeting came out, and then Trump with the tariffs, and we kind of ended up in this little channel here that you can see. It's not going to show you the line, but there's one line right here, stand to the right, and then the top line is right here. So we've been stuck in this flat channel. So we're technically in a flat market. So I've been waiting for it to hit that point, and the second it hit that point, and it made that turn, I knew, because it was so clear. It was so clear. There was so much selling going on too. The level twos, it was just ridiculous. And as a matter of fact, I think I got in. Let's see. The actual turn happened at 9:43. I think I was in at 9:45 at the top of this candle. Let me check here. I got in my first UVXY call, or bought two UVXY calls at 9:45. So, and then I sent out the text alerts for the UVXY calls at around 9:49. I wanted to just wait before I sent out the text alerts for a confirmation. That I was like, I jumped the gun and I went right in, and I didn't want anybody else to make that mistake. If it was a mistake, it turned out not to be a mistake. It turned out to be a great decision because the market dumped, and I also jumped in TVIX at around 9:45. So it turned out to be a perfect call, a great decision, and it just dumped. It just tanked. Tanked. So I tried to ride the bulls with Roku, and then I slaughtered him with UVXY and TVIX. And I figured, I mean, it's not I figured, it's basically how the market works. If the market started pulling down hard, other securities would start pulling down hard too. Now, I wanted one that was at a basic pivot point, and that broke through that pivot point to short. So the only stock that I had in my like mental Rolodex and on the watch list that I thought would be a good short was tick tick tick. Hang on for it. Uh, Roku long. You can see here on the Roku long, I even was like, Roku's target is a little rich. Lower it. My target, I guess, was 142 to 139, 26. If you did lower your target to 139.26, I think you probably could have got out with a profit on that one. I'll double check in just a second. Um, but where is? Oh, okay. So this is what I decided to go short on. All right. So we find out that the market missed the pivot and is now dropping hard. So we're obviously going to go TVX, UVXY, but what equities have potential to drop a lot? Well, you want to look at, especially if you're using options, you want to look at equities that drop multiple points, because options, you make your money on how many dollars the underlying asset drops compared to the delta. So let me explain, because I understand that might not make sense if you're not familiar with options. So, so we were looking at Beyond's options. So I figured these deltas here are around 52. So what that means is every time the stock goes for the puts, so puts are you want the stock to go down, calls you want the stock to go. So for every time the underlying asset or Beyond Meat drops down $1, you'll make $51 or $52 per contract. Okay, and on top of that, if you look at your gamma, that delta will increase $3 or 3 cents they call it, but these are multiples of 100 because there's 100 contracts 100 stocks in a contract. So even though it says 51 cents, it's really $51. And so also every time the stock drops $1, your delta, which is this, the 51, will increase whatever the gamma is, $3 or $2. So the more stock drops point by point by point, your delta grows, your overall value grows, and it's a great play. So when the market's dumping, you want to find stocks like Amazon that are, that in the thousand range. You know it's going to drop 50 points on a pullback. So if you can get an Amazon call or an Amazon put with a delta of 50, by the time it drops 20 points, 30 points, your delta is going to be 80, 90. So I love when markets pull back because it gives you so much opportunity. I went with Beyond because, and I'll tell you why I went with Beyond. Beyond was already at a pivot point, BYND. So I love playing pivot points. It's basically one of the keys to my strategies. But you could see here it had broke the pivot point, and the pivot point was at 149. So let's take a look at Beyond real quick on a chart. Here it is. So as the market starts thumping, this starts thumping, right? And we're talking one, two, three, $4. That's pretty good for a $500, or it wasn't even. It was a $300 because the premiums were low because we got in the beginning. So it was a $300 option that we purchased. Long story short, I put the target. I said, our target, try to sell for $60 per every contract that you buy. I only bought one contract because I wanted to invest mostly in TVIX. And I was able to reach that $60 target. So that was pretty good. We also traded CETX this morning. I could have sold it for a profit. It did pump out the gate. I bought it right out the gate, just as like a little side trade. And I was gonna sell it at 157. I had a limit at 157, but I bought such a small amount of shares. I was like, all right, I got in at 242, and I'm gonna sell it at 257. That's a great trade if you go in like 2,000 shares. That's beautiful. But for me, I was just not happy with it. I did send out a text alert for that. I don't remember what I put the target as. I think I put the target as um, UYD. So use your own discretion, which basically means just sell when you're happy or with whatever you pick. But then, oh, my first pick of the day, and this was like pretty much my favorite pick, was OPRA. OPRA was the first pick of the day, and those are usually my top picks, but sometimes not. It had a great move this morning. So the text alert asked for get in at a 1260 limit if you can, or buy in at 1310, stop buy. So that's like a split order. So basically what that means, if you look, the stock was at about $13 around the open. It was at exactly like 12.95 at right before the open. So you put a stop order in, you could put a limit order in down at 1260, you would have gotten filled because at the open, this shot down all the way to 1219. So you would have got filled on your 1260 order. And then the target was a UYD target. But either way, 1260, it shot up. You could have made a nice 2 points real quick. And if you didn't cancel out your stop order on the $13 fill, you would have got filled there too. So you would have had double shares, shot up to 14. Don't forget, these are 5-minute candles. So you would have had more time to react. But yeah, it shot up nice and could have been potentially a very good trade if played well. I didn't get in it. It was blocked off of this software. They didn't have that. Sector not available. But it would have been a great trade for sure. I love $12 stocks that move up 2 points or $8 stocks that move up 3 points. Those are the best. Um, anyway, but that's it. You had a good day. All around, started off with a big mistake, a big error. And you know what? There's actually a ton of potential. The day is not even over. It's 12:50. I could probably sit here and mess around and make who knows how much more. But I could, just looking at the formation of the market, it had a massive drop and now it's climbing up. It's within a channel. There's a clear channel here. So what I would do, essentially, is if I wanted to sit and just like make a little more money, is I would identify this channel. I would comb this channel. I would chart it. I would say, okay, here's the supports. Very good. Here's the resistance. Let me start over there. Actually, the resistance starts at the top of that one. Resistance. It's not a channel that is, it's not wedging, it's not a triangle, it's a direct, slow channel to the upside. It is the middle of the day, so it's obviously not as going to be as volatile as the morning. Volume has slowed down. Look at all the volume this morning compared to now. It's almost nil. But people are taking advantage of some of the low prices that have dropped, I'm assuming. And all you really have to do with this one is wait for it to drop out of the channel. And the second it drops out of that channel, you buy TVIX or UVXY calls, because I'm fairly certain uh, that this little pullback is going to pull all the way back to 289. It's going to go down to 289 on the TVIX. So we're not even close. There's a lot of room to make money. The Dow is actually at a pivotal point too. If you look at the Dow Jones, this level here, get to the year. Forgot why that level was so important. Where is it? Okay, I think that is the was that the February highs, and then okay, it peaked here. So this level here, this where are we at? It looks like 262. Seems to be a pivotal level for the Dow. I would actually say it's more around 264, but either way, in the current climate, like in the current times, it's around 264 seems to be where it's having the most resistance. Um, so I would sit here. I don't really like to use the Dow as an indicator. I use the SPY. It's the most accurate. Um, and all I would do is I would just sit and wait for it to come out of this channel. You could even long it if you want, or short TVIX, or buy UVXY puts while it's in this upward channel. Only problem is there's no real volatility here. It's too slow. I don't really think you're going to make much money. But I do believe we're going to see another sharp pull at some point today. And if you're patient and you wait and you're ahead of the game, you can catch it, you know. But that's really it. I love playing the channels in SPY. It's something I can always fall back on. If I run my accounts into TraderView, 90% of my wins come from UVXY, TVIX, and Roku. And then the other 10% is just all a mix of other stocks. Believe it or not, SAEX is in fourth place. There was one time I went really heavy on SAEX and made a fortune. But that's it. That's it, man. All right, good day. I'll keep it updated if there's anything new or any trades that I'm gonna do, especially in the text alerts. I'll let you guys know. See, you're seeing some pullback happening right now. It's got to be volatile. I mean, you're not gonna make money if it's just a small. You will, but it's that is a beauty move. That was a $4,000 play. Because think about it. Well, $3,000 play. But still. Love it, love it, love it. Now we got some heavy pulling back, some volume picking up. The tick is now negative 400. It might break out of the channel right here. I'll trade it right now. What time is it? 12:55. Sometimes at whole hours, like for example here at 11 o'clock, we had a massive shot up at 11 o'clock on the dot, and then it basically reversed the position from there. So sometimes that whole hour is like 1 o'clock, or when like European markets close. There's all sorts of reasons you'll see a move. It could also be, major corporations like Morgan Stanley, Goldman. They'll call a time when they say, okay, we're going to exit such and such at 1 o'clock on this time. And the reason they have to do that, or even like corporations themselves, inside traders or affiliated traders, they can only sell at certain times. Like they can't sell within the last half hour of the trading day or within the first 15 minutes. Like there's all these rules. So sometimes big corporations or companies will set times that they're going to sell shares or buy back shares or whatever it is. And especially brokers and institutional traders and absolutely artificial intelligence will go by time that they're going to sell something. So maybe at 1 o'clock we might see some sort of move. I'm willing to wait 3 minutes. But overall, Oprah was a win. CETX was a UYD potential win. You could have won off of it. Roku was a bomb. UVXY calls were a win. Beyond Put was a killer. Uh, TVIX stock. TVIX stock. I guess I TVIX. I said let's get in TVIX on the what do you call it, on the live stream, but I don't think I put TVIX in the text alert. And it just so happens that at around 1 o'clock, this support is going to be at 292, which is a whole number, which potentially, whole numbers act as resistances and supports. So I think TVIX, the second move. See, TVIX looks like it's almost getting ready to take off. People are buying this up. Volume. Yep. It looks like, yeah, let's see. Let's see. Get my position ready. Okay, so it looks like the highs were at 1749. That's ridiculous. What's the price right now? 1683? Oh, I'm lost, man. I'm way out there. Here we go. Still almost the same formation. Um, 1690. Okay, so 1690, you would probably want to set your entry, a real breakdown, probably 17, if it's a real breakdown. But then you're missing that whole 15 cents. Let's just see what happens first. And here comes 1 o'clock. Where's the clock at with the ticker on it? No, it is now 1 o'clock. Um, Looks like it's gonna bounce. All right, looks like nothing's gonna happen. Maybe. I was hoping to trade that live. Um, Got to break 292. It's definitely going to break 292. It's not going to hang around there. The tick is negative. Um, Put call ratio is. Ooh, VIX is now just hitting 17. I think we're going to see a breakdown right now. Anyway, that's something for you guys to look out for. I definitely think it'll happen soon. It's definitely going to break out of this channel. It's just a matter of when. So maybe I'll hang around. I'll pop back in. I'll pop back out. Anyway, guys, I am out.